Yo, what is up YouTube? It's Darkbang here, back with another episode of the Law series. And this episode we are talking about Lex and Canessa and how they came into the arenas. Because I think their laws are like connected. So yeah, the law was inspired by a YouTuber named Ninja Buffoon. So if you want to check out his video of this, there'll be a description. But I'm making it basically kind of more story-like. So yeah, even though I also want to say that even though I call these episodes, like this one's episode 3, they're not actually in any sort of order, so the only one you would want to watch is episode 1, because that tells you like the basis of the law, and yeah, apart from that, enjoy the video.
Just a motherfucking copycat. Somebody tell these bitches the professor's here. You know they chatterbox forever, rocket extra weird. They saying this Illuminati shit, puppeteer, elevated. You ain't even on a second tier.
Right, so before we start the law, here's a little bit of evidence of why I think these two are related, kind of. I'll talk about it more while doing this actual episode. Well, if you remember back when Lex was released, Dev said this.
Sole representation. His voice is the law. He is the judge, the jury, the executioner. So he has that full authority to be the law and to represent it and carry it out in the realm.
Sound familiar? Well, it's exactly what Canessa says when she spawns in.
Out here, I'm judge, jury, and executioner.
So, my version of their law starts some time ago after the arena was opened. Since like the champs had to live there now, things were getting really hectic, even when they weren't fighting. So the people who ran the arenas decided to hold a contest, kinda, to see who would be the best person to keep their order in the realm, like a cop or whatever. So as soon as they heard it, two friends, Canessa and Lex, met up and ran to sign up for this. They both were determined to get the role, but promised themselves that this would not get in the way of their friendship. The day of their trial came, and whoever passed would go on to the academy and become the judge, jury, and executioner. That sounds familiar again. Anyway, Lex and Canessa got to the door and looked at each other, wishing each other good luck, and then going in. As soon as they got in, they were separated relatively quickly and put into groups. The members of the groups would do challenges, and whoever did the best would keep like going up into better groups until there would be only 2 people remaining. The drills focused on their skills and how good they used them. Lex was great all around. He had miraculous aim and great mobility. He slid in and took out all of the simulations of the champs and beat everyone in his groups easily, by far. But Canessa, however, just about beat people by like 1 point or so, since she was better off at long distance shooting with her weapon of choice, which was the sniper rifle. But up close, however, her aim was a bit off. And she wasn't as fast. After many drills, the 2 finalists were Lex and Canessa, both tired out of their lives. The instructor told them to come back tomorrow for the final test, which would determine who would go on to the academy, and that test would be like a race, but was like an obstacle course pretty much, which would test everything they had learned from the drills. The 2 walked home together and had the idea that if they ended up tying the race, then both of them could have been entered the academy. So they planned that, and that's what they both wanted, pretty much. So the next days they came, and they both were ready with the plan in mind. They both got to the starting line and looked at the track. There was things that they would have to jump over, things they would have to slide under, and simulations of champs that they would have to defeat. The gun was shot, and they both started running for the win. Lex was flying through as he combat slid under the blocks and jumped over the blocks, and easily killing all the enemies. However, Canessa was finding it harder to kill the enemies up close, so what she decided to do was fall back and snipe all the enemies out before going. Lex noticed that Canessa was falling behind, and so he stopped and made it look like he was just struggling to fight the simulations off. When Canessa finally got to Lex continued to run, and they ended up tying the race. However, they were disappointed to find out that instead of letting them both in, the instructor would have to pick only one, based on how they did through the drills, and they would send a letter that night. After leaving the place, Lex and Canessa decided to celebrate, since they both got into the finals, and they did by going out to party like all night. After partying, the two went home to find their letters. Canessa took a deep breath. She was full of doubt, As she opened her letter slowly, she had already knew what the answer was, since she could see the first few words, which says, "We regret to inform you." As she took the rest of the letter out, she saw the big red stamp on the bottom saying, "Rejected." Wait, pause right here. So, if you remember the impossible PvE modes a long time ago, well then you'll remember that Canessa's one with the landmines, her name on the loading screen was Academy Reject. Just a bit more evidence for you. Okay, back to it again. She threw the letter onto the ground with tears in her eyes. A few hours later had passed and she was just sitting in the corner of her room drinking, when she got a call from Lex. She didn't answer it and it went to the answering machine, and he said, "Hey, you're probably in bed by now, but guess what? I got in. We'll speak about it tomorrow." She threw her bottle at the wall and stood up and looked at the calendar. She realized it was that day. Tomorrow was the day that people from the arena would take someone to the arena, basically. She quickly ran out and went to the place where they recruited, and just waited and ended up falling asleep. She got woken up by someone who asked what she was doing there, and she replied with, "I want to go to the arena." They accepted and had the big announcement that they wouldn't need anyone this year since someone already had volunteered to go. Lex came running out and tried to stop Canessa, but she didn't care. She just looked at him and said, "Goodbye, Lex." A few months passed, and Canessa being in the arena, and one day she was walking around and she found someone had just got sent in. It was Lex. She jumped down behind him. "Long time no see," she said, making Lex jump. Canessa, wow, I'm so glad to see you again," he said, as he hugged her. Canessa pushed him away. "Things have changed now, Lex. We're no longer can be friends." She teleported away from him up to a ledge. "Only enemies," as she said as she scoped at him. Yeah. Well, that's my theory, well not theory, my lore for them, my version. That's how they both got into the arena. Hope you all enjoyed. Again, it was kind of inspired by Ninja Buffoo's video. So check his video out again, it should be in the description, first link. Also, they both got their abilities when they got into the arena, obviously from their crystals, like Canessa's teleporting in his ult and Lex's auto aim in his ult, stuff like that. But the rest of the things they learned at the training place, the academy and places. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, sub for more, leave a comment if you have any lore ideas of your own. Join the Discord, links in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.